Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with allthingsbbq.com, and this is Alabama White Grilled Chicken Wings. Well, if you don't know, you need to know about Alabama White barbecue sauce. As an outsider, it might sound a little strange at first, but this is a tangy mayonnaise-based sauce that's typically served over chicken. And that combination of the grilled or smoked chicken dipped into this sauce is pretty impressive. I have to admit, I thought it'd be weird at first, but it's been years now that we've been tweaking this recipe. You may have seen our whole spatchcock chicken recipe where we did an Alabama white sauce, I don't know, 3 years ago maybe. I've been playing with that recipe and I think that I've got it improved. Today we're gonna apply it to our chicken wings, and the best part is it's tasty, it's easy, and it's quick. So we're gonna start by putting together this sauce, and obviously mayonnaise is our base, so we're gonna go down with 1 cup of Duke's mayo here. The other thing your white sauce has to have is some tang, and that's gonna come in the form of apple cider vinegar today. Then we start to really get into the flavoring agents. So we've got a tablespoon of extra hot prepared horseradish and a tablespoon of pit fire hot sauce, just a tangy vinegar-based hot sauce. Then we need a little bit of sweetness. Usually it's from sugar, but we're gonna be using honey today. And then finally, we're gonna season this up with a little bit of salt and pepper. I do a ½ teaspoon of kosher sea salt, and then some fresh cracked cherry black peppercorns. And then we'll whisk it up. And we're essentially gonna use this sauce as a dunking sauce. Our wings are gonna dip right into it as they come off of the grill. You know, we always talk about tasting our food as we're cooking it so that it tastes the way that we want it to. One of the interesting things about this sauce is that every time I taste it on a spoon, I'm like, why are we eating this? But as soon as I put it on chicken, it's delicious. So while I know what I'm going for here, this is tangy. I mean, you saw what goes into it. You know what that's gonna taste like for the most part. The seasoning is right on, and that's all we can really look for. It's not great on a spoon. It is great on chicken. So now we're gonna go ahead and break down some whole chicken wings into individual pieces, drumettes and flats. And if you've never done this before, this is really simple. You're gonna come in at each joint with your boning knife. So right at the edge of that wing tip there, and whether you hit a bone or not, it's actually pretty easy to get through those, so you don't actually have to find the joint on the tip so much as you do when you're over here between the drumette and the flat. And what I typically do is I'll lay my knife along the drumette, cutting toward the joint, and then if you're new to this, what you want to do is you want to pop that joint, and that'll show you right where to cut in between those two, right through that joint. But of course, once you get a little bit of practice at it, you can move a little bit faster. Again, right along the side, and then in between the two pieces. Now the seasoning is going to be really simple today. I'm going to use a little bit of lemon juice as a binder, and just to keep that tangy flavor profile going. So let's toss that through the lemon juice. And then we're simply gonna hit these with some kosher salt and some black pepper. Don't want really anything to take away from the shine on this Alabama white barbecue sauce, so we're keeping the seasoning pretty simple. All right, I told you guys this was gonna be easy. That's all there is to do. Let's head over to the grill. Today we're grilling these wings over high heat on the Yoder Smokers YS640S pellet grill. We're talking 450 degrees, grill grates in place, no diffuser, so we're getting some direct flame. We really want to get some nice grill marks, a little bit of char on the wings. So we're gonna get these wings right here on the hot grill grates. Typically I'm gonna put my drumettes over the hottest part of the grill. And the Yoder's really set up like an offset smoker where the fire's at this end and it moves out at the other end. So typically the hottest fire is right here on the left side. And while we don't have any diffuser in, what we do have is the baffle pushed all the way in to contain all that heat here on the left side. Since those drumettes cook a little slower than the flats, those are going over the most direct heat, and then we'll move the flats out here toward the right side just a little bit further away. All right, let's close it up and let it work. But these have been on for about 10 minutes now. You can see we're getting some really good color on that first side. So we're gonna start flipping stuff around. We'll start moving stuff around, make sure we get pretty even cook on all of these. You can kind of do that flip first, and you can see how these ones here at the edges have got some browning on them, but not nearly as much as those that are directly over the fire, which makes sense. But once you get this flip done, you can kind of assess where you want to move stuff around. One of the things I love about chicken wings is that they're pretty forgiving as far as the cook goes. See, whereas like a chicken breast, I pretty much never take it past 165 internal temperature because it would dry out. Chicken wings don't do that. Almost as important as the internal temperature on a chicken wing is actually getting the skin crispy on the outside. So that allows you to go 175 or higher on the internal temperature. I mean, you can have a chicken wing at 190 degrees, it's still gonna be juicy. In fact, it's just gonna fall off the bone a little bit easier. So we're really trying to find a balance between getting the chicken skin done and getting that internal temperature just right. And that's all about flipping and moving things around. So we've kind of hit that sweet spot here, and we're ready to start pulling these off. All right, so hot off the grill now. These wings are going right into that sauce. We want to get them coated. Strain them off just a little bit, and these are ready to serve. All right, let's get a bite. Oh my gosh. It's magical. It sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. The genius of this mayonnaise-based white sauce is there's so much fat in that mayo that it all coats your mouth. We talk about this all the time. Fat carries flavor. So if you put a bunch of flavors into something with a little bit of a higher fat content, coats your mouth, you taste in all of it. The tanginess of that vinegar, slight hint of horseradish. It's really not hot, but you get that tanginess from the hot sauce as well. It's incredibly simple and incredibly delicious. Sure hope we did Big Bob Gibson proud. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out allthingsbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoyed the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below. And let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to allthingsbbq.com/thesauce. All Things Barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.